Okay, so the absolute value of x over x, and then they give you a piecewise function. So f of x is equal to this function, and they're telling you specifically that this is a piecewise, and they're telling you 1 if x is greater than 0, -1 if x is less than 0. So when I say choose numbers to the left and to the right, I want you to choose, for example, like in this case, when x is greater than 0, pick some numbers that are greater than 0, right? So it doesn't say equal to 1 or equal to any number, it just says x is greater than 0. So I'm going to look at this from this perspective. Here are my x numbers that are to the right, and I'm going to compare that with my f of x values. And I'm going to do the same thing with the numbers that are to the left of this value, where x is less than. So I'm looking at my x values here. Okay? So if x is greater than 0, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3. That's enough. You don't need much more than that. And if x is less than 0, then I'm looking at -1, -2, -3. Okay, fine. Then let's go ahead and let's analyze this piecewise. So I'll start with these guys first. So if I have the absolute value of 1 over 1, my answer is 1. If I plug in the 2, my absolute value of 2 over 2 is 1. Hence 2 over 2 is 1. And same thing here, absolute value of 3 over 3 gives you 3 over 3, which is 1. Now on the opposite side, I'm using the numbers that are negative. So in this case, absolute value of -1 over -1 is always going to result in a -1. Absolute value of -2 over -2, same difference. It's -2 over +2 over -2. It's still going to give me a -1. And same thing here for the 3, where I end up with absolute value of -3 over 3. Then that's going to give me a -1. If you look at the calculator function, and I were to throw this into the calculator, and I believe it's math. There it is. That's what I want. ABS X. That's, by the way, how you do absolute value for X. Okay, I'm not taking the X. X. Nope. That's not what I meant to press. Okay, and we're going to divide that by X. And graph. See what the graph looks like? So at the result, at the point or origin point of 0, we are at the y-axis, but it doesn't include that, so you actually have holes there. So if I go to second table, you see how it says error? And then it starts again with the negatives. So there's your -1, 2, 3, +1, 2, 3, and those are your absolute values, or equation f of x values. Now let me throw a twist at you here with this question, and we're going to apply same thing. We actually did one of these recently in class, and what if I said to you the absolute value of x minus 2 over x minus 2, and same difference, so this is your f of x. Okay, and I'm not even going to bother with putting in the parameters. I'm just going to plug this into the equation. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to insert a -2 in here. So I'm going to go second delete, which gives me the insert, -2. Alright, and that's good. And over here I'm going to do parentheses. Actually, second insert. Let's do parentheses. Okay. Parentheses. Oh, I lost it, sorry. Alright, let's try this again. So math, number, absolute value, x minus 2 problem is the keyboard doesn't recognize it, so I have to click it in. I keep forgetting that. Sorry about that. So x. Alright, so just manually do it. X minus 2. Alright, we'll close that out with parentheses. We're going to hit the divide key. Open parentheses, and again, x minus 2. Close parentheses. Okay, so all I have done is added a minus 2 to this equation, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to graph it. And now what do you notice? It just shifted, right? It shifted over towards the where x is positive 2. And so if you go second graph, now your error is no longer where the 0 is. Now it's shifted to the right. So that now it's at the 2. Same thing would apply if it were x plus 3. If it were x plus 3, let's say I switch those gears. So let's go back here, and I'm going to change this. I'm going to switch this to plus. And actually, I'm going to leave that as a plus 2. It'll still make the same point. It'll make my life a little easier. So, okay, so if I were to graph this, what do you notice? All we did was shift to the left, because now we have a horizontal shift. And again, same difference. Second table, and you see you have your error now at -2. Alright, hope that helped. Understand that one.